Hi, everyone. This is Adam Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology, and these are the Sun and Rising Sign horoscopes for January of 2019. Today in this video, we're looking in particular at the Sun and Rising Sign of Cancer. So let's go ahead and put your chart up on the screen and take a look. Now, usually I would go through the play-by-play, illustrate the chart, everything. Everything's really condensed this month, and since I'm running behind on these this month because of the holidays, I'm going to keep it a little simpler today and just kind of walk you through with my magic marker. Most of the month is focused on your seventh house. You're going to see the Sun conjoin Saturn right around the 1st of the month. That was yesterday. The 5th of the month, you've got a solar eclipse in Capricorn in your seventh house. Then you have Sun-Pluto conjunction in your seventh house around the 10th or 11th. You have a couple of aspects from Mercury. Mercury will enter Capricorn, and around the 8th will make a square to Mars. Then by the 12th, 13th, will conjoin with Saturn. Around the 21st of the month, Mars and Aries will square square Saturn in Capricorn. So it is a very powerful and busy month right now. All really centered on the seventh house of relationships. So what else is happening? Mars has just entered Aries, another cardinal sign like Capricorn in your 10th house. Uranus is about to turn direct in your 10th house. So it's a time where relationships, marriage, love, and your career are very much in the spotlight for the month. You're looking at a time where you are, for the next year or so, you're going to have eclipses in Capricorn in your seventh house of love and relationships. You're going to have a Saturn-Pluto conjunction in your seventh house of love and relationships. You are, it's a really big time for the marriage house in your chart. Now, remember, eclipses are also falling in Cancer, your home sign, for the next year and a half or so, which means that the emphasis on self and health and your individual needs and changes that you're going through as an individual are in kind of direct dialogue, sometimes conflict, looking for synthesis with the area of relationships, marriage, love, partnerships, maybe even your social life in a more general sense. So that's kind of on the menu for a while now. But this month, you're getting a sneak preview of kind of what's to come. And all of these transits, including the solar eclipse, just suggest that there's some big new changes coming through. And it could be that, for example, not so much the relationship is changing. You could be meeting somebody new, or the relationship itself could be changing, or you could be looking at a partner who is going through some changes that are really big or significant. So as those changes are happening throughout the month, they're happening in direct dialogue with the career area of your house, of your chart, the career house. So that dynamic between relationships and career is where all the action is at this month for the most part. All right, so Saturn Capricorn brings necessity, change, transformation, growth, maturity, but also hardship and work and responsibility and duty and like the force of necessity, where necessity makes things work. You have to do something. You can't do something any longer. That kind of energy is at play in the house of relationships for a while now. Now, simultaneously with the planet Jupiter on about the 13th of the month from the 6th house to the 9th house, making a square to Neptune. So you have Jupiter and Sag in the 6th house, making a square to Neptune and Pisces in the 9th house. That's a really intense philosophical kind of transit. This is the house of spirituality, religion, higher learning, long journeys. And it's getting a square from Jupiter in the house of sickness, service, hard work, fighting for things that you care about. So when you see a square between these houses, often what you're looking at is the emphasis on making something that you're learning that's requiring a lot of hard work, or making something that you really care about or believe in, very practical, or putting something into service or action in the world that you believe in. So Jupiter, Neptune, very expansive, very inspiring, but it's a month where you are trying to implement a kind of new philosophy in life. And it's interacting at the same time with marriage, relationships, and work. And it's going to be demanding. It's a good, positive, expansive time where you may know where you need to go, but the work to get there is going to be a little challenging. So that's your Jupiter-Neptune square between house 6 and house 9. Then on the 21st, lunar eclipse in Leo in your second house. You've been receiving eclipses in your second house of finances for a long time now. Maybe finances and the impact of finances in relationships, as there's also been eclipses in the 8th house for a while. But this topic of finances, money, earning power, how you spend your time, money, energy, or resources, as I like to say, that's all happening. There's a lot of power a focus being placed on that, because this is the final sort of culminating eclipse of a long series of eclipses that you've had in this sign, in this house for a while now. So continued emphasis on financial changes happening this month as well. And then on the 22nd, you'll see Venus and Jupiter get together in the 6th house. Again, I'm not illustrating the wheel as I usually would, trying to keep this a little bit more condensed because I'm behind schedule in getting these out this month. So Venus-Jupiter conjoining in the 6th house brings good things through work, brings benefits sometimes in terms of if you are looking to hire someone who's just right for a certain job that you need done. So it'd be beneficial people that you meet or hire, benefit if you are in charge of people, workers, of employees that you're in charge of, good relations with employees. Also, you're looking at a topic of things like auspicious help that comes. The 6th house has a lot to do with help that we find, whether it's like hiring someone to help us with a project, or whether it is just that kind of, we're fighting, we're slogging through something, and then Jupiter, Venus in the 6th comes through and says, here, let me help you with that. So a service in the 6th is a big thing as well. So you might find that theme pretty strong toward the end of the month in particular. So that's what I've got for you, Cancer. I hope that this is interesting and that you're having a good start to your 2019. It's a busy month. I look forward to hearing how things go, so please feel free to leave your comments. And we will see you next month for February's forecast. Take care. Bye.